up 663%. HKD stock soars in a move reminiscent to its wild trading debut. Just who is this mysterious Hong Kong firm? What do they do? And exactly why did they soar? Well, it's time to find out. It's time to get focused.
Time to get focused with Focus on Investing.
Welcome to Focus on Investing, where we focus on investing. If you haven't done so already, please hit that like button and let's get this party started. All right, today we're looking at what the ticker symbol is HKD, but the actual name of the company is AMTD Digital. So if I say HKD sometimes, or if I say AMTD, we're talking about the same company. It's a bit confusing as to why their ticker symbol is HKD. I'm assuming it's because they're a Hong Kong-based firm, and the HKD is standing for Hong Kong Digital. That's what I'm going to assume. So I confuse myself sometimes. So if I say HKD, if I say AMTD, it's the same thing. All right, firstly, we're going to start off by just looking at their website and just getting a bit of an idea of who and what they are. Then we're going to look a bit more into their kind of trading behavior, what's been going on. Then we're going to look at exactly why they pumped. And then lastly, we're going to before that, we're going to look at OTC and look at a bit of their filing and stock information. And then lastly, we're going to do some technical analysis and look at their chart on TradingView and do some analysis of their charts. All right, so let's get started with this website. And all of the links that we cover today will be down in the description, so you guys can, look in finer detail if you wish to do so. And then let's get started. So this first page that we're on now is AMT Digital's homepage, their website, and the website is amtdigital.net. All right, so it say they are Asia's one-stop comprehensive digital solutions platform. They say a digital platform in Asia and fusion reactor for best leads. Sounds like some Tony Stark business here. Fusion reactor. All right. Okay. As the fusion reactor at the core of the AMT SpiderNet ecosystem. Now we're sounding like Spider-Man. Ecosystem. AMT Digital is a one-stop digital solutions platform in Asia with businesses spanning multiple verticals, including digital financial services, digital media, content and marketing, SpiderNet ecosystem solutions, and digital investments. So it's kind of vague, but kind of specific. So I guess they're providing a platform for financial services, media and content, and investments, I guess. So they're saying digital everything. All right, so it's going into more detail. So they do digital financial services to build an unparalleled cross-market and intelligent digital finances services platform with a multi-sector scarce digital content, digital media content, and marketing, to create a one-stop multimedia platform promoting digital solutions content, providing users and audiences access to a comprehensive content library, SpiderNet ecosystem solutions, to serve as a super connector for Asia's base, with exclusive access to AMTD SpiderNet, and then digital investments to focus on strategic investments as our core holding, our attractive and diverse investment economy companies in Asia. So basically, to me, that just sounds like a load of jargon speak. So it's one of these things that could to not really explain what they do. But what I'm getting from this is they're providing a platform, and that platform can do multiple different services on it. So the 4 different divisions of those services are this digital financial services. So essentially, it's a platform in which you can, have financial services like maybe a bank, a credit union, some kind of maybe payment, remittance, or something along those lines. That's what I'm getting from this. Digital media and content marketing is, they say, maybe like a photo library, maybe something like YouTube, something along those lines, but the firm, they're providing the structure in order to have that. Spider Ecosystem Solutions, they're saying that they're having a place for Asia-based entrepreneurs and corporates, clean sort of vibe or something, and then digital investments to focus on strategic investments. I don't know if there may be holding like maybe an investment platform. They are there's a few different investment platforms. I can't think of anything name that you like. So even maybe you might even say something like GoFundMe is almost like an investment platform in a certain type of way. But they're proper ones. Things like, I don't know if you guys know Speeders. Speeders is an investment platforms where different companies put themselves on the platform and you can invest in them through the platform. So I'm assuming what they're saying is they're providing infrastructure to allow them to provide all of these different vision. Digital transformation is the new normal to retail economies and people's daily lives. We believe that a multidimensional and integrated digital solutions platform is fundamental for us to empower and integrate the various digital businesses within our ecosystem. We aspire to understand and anticipate the needs of our clients and provide them with a tailored digital solution with a collaborative overlay. We acquire innovative technology capabilities by selectively cooperating with and investing in leading technology partners across Asia. The purpose is to build a solid foundation for various business endeavors. So this is actually exactly what I'm saying, really. So they're really looking to provide infrastructure and invest in various different businesses in order to provide all of these services. So selected contents from AMTD Digital Library. Okay, so this is talking a bit more about their digital library. To access the full content library, please follow our YouTube channel. See, that's what I'm saying. It's almost like a YouTube platform that they're doing. So this video says FinTech, which stands for Financial Technology. Fireside Asia, Episode 1, a look behind AMTD's regional ambitions. How will the financial services sector respond in 2021? And how is the global pandemic accelerating the digitization of financial services? So it seems like they're providing a sort of YouTube sort of thing that is all based on financial media, like financial content and media. How would the yeah. All right. So what is their latest news? Follow us on social media channels, etc. So their latest news is Happy New Year 2022. Calvin Choi's New Year greeting. Okay. Seasonal greetings. And AMTD HKFW 21. Hong Kong Finance Week 21, I'm assuming. Yes, it says here. Hong Kong FinTech Week, excuse me. Another successful year for AMTD HKFD. Recently, Hong Kong FinTech Week 2021 due to a successful close. The week-long program are packed with a wide variety of panel discussions, etc. Okay, we'll look at a bit more news in a minute. All right, let's talk a bit more about us. We know what the overview is, so let's look at the management team, as we like to see who's behind this and get an idea of the people behind the company. So AMTD Digital Management Team, interesting, led by industry leaders, academics, and experts in the field. See, this seems like they're leaning heavily into the content side of things, possibly. So these are all the people. Dr. Timothy Tong, Chairman of the Board of Directors and Independent Director. Independent Director, Dr. Feridun Hamadullahpur, Independent Director, Neil Parakeh. So they've got all these people, but they're not specifically giving more details. Maybe if I click on them. Oh, there we go. Not going to read all of this, but just get an overview of who he is. So Timothy Tong is our Chairman, Board of Directors, Independent Director, has been instrumental in the establishment of various initiatives within academic institutions and other industry associate types, such as the formation of AMT FinDex Center, PolyU faculty. Tong was appointed as Chairman of the Board of Directors, February 2020. Trying to find a bit more about his background. Just to let me know what his kind of background is. Dr. Tong is an internationally renowned educator and expert in heat transfer. Interesting. He served as the president of the Hong Kong Polytechnic University. He's also a former dean of the School of Engineering and Applied Sciences. So he seems to have like an educational science background, which is interesting. Maybe I guess that is possibly needed for what they're doing, their digital platform, or is it more on the content-based side of things? Science of mechanical engineering. So I'm assuming, obviously, maybe because there's so much server-side things going on, heat transfer and all of those things is maybe the best way to maintain all of these servers. Let's take a look at this guy. Excuse me. Feridan Hamadulapur. Feridan Hamadulapur is an independent director, serves as Chancellor of the International Business University, Vice President of Academic Provost at the University of Waterloo. Okay, so he seems to be more in the terms awarded by Queen Elizabeth II, Diamond Jubilee, leadership in education. So he seems to be a degree in mechanical engineering as well, master's degree in mechanical engineering. Okay, so there's a lot of mechanical engineering, but he seems to be very heavily into academics. And so we've got the third guy as the last guy, independent, 30 years in the financial industries. Okay, so he's financial. Partner head of ALA Australian Museum, Tikehau Capital. General Manager of Asia National Bank, Banking again, Insurance National Bank, Company Director of the Members Governing Council, Institute of Directors, Indian Chamber of Commerce. So he's like a financial guy. So this guy is more of an education guy, this Timothy Tong. This guy seems to be more of a business guy, Feridan Hamadulapur. And this guy, Neil Prakesh, seems to be a financial guy. So interesting, got a good wide range of people. The people seem to be credible behind it. You know, they're accredited at least. I'm not too familiar with those fields, so I can't really give them an in-depth evaluation as to how they are in their fields. But from the outside, the surface level, they look to be very accredited and quite a wide range of people, which is good. All right, lastly, let's look at some of the news here and see what they're up to lately. What have you done for me lately? AMTD Digital News. In this section, you'll find all the latest news, events, and achievements related to AMTD Digital across its four main business lines: digital financial services, digital media, content marketing, SpiderNet ecosystem solutions, and digital investment. So it's interesting, right? So when you think about the guy who's more into education, I guess the digital media, he will be covering that because, you know, they're doing a lot of, as I say, content around education, things like that, finance, and all those sorts of things. The financial services will be the finance guy. And I guess so we've got, what do we have? We had finance, education, and business. That was the other one, excuse me. So I guess the business will kind of go into the content as well. A lot of financial business. So they're all kind of similar areas. So I guess those guys can provide content, and obviously the content as well as providing their services for the actual business. Okay, so we've read these three. Let's see what else have. AMTD News. AMTD won multiple awards. News reporting on Hong Kong Youth FinTech. Official launch of the Hong Kong Youth FinTech. Hong Kong First Digital Employees Camp Insurance. Launches AMTD Policy Smart Insurance app. Strategic partners. AMTD Digital announces Policy Power new branding. Digital FinTech innovation. Policy acquires value champion. Is it in? So quite a few things going on. For me, I don't know. There's not really a lot of business breakthroughs. It's more things that they're doing as providing services. I mean, I guess there's a few partnerships. FinTech Center of Business, Backstage Innovation Lab. So I guess it's kind of there. There's a lot of innovation going on, a lot of partnership and development and programs being created. So I guess that's a good thing. They're showing that they're quite active in developing new different types of services. All right, let's get into a bit more the, I guess we're going to call it financial or the stock side of things. What are they doing on the stock front of the game? I'm going to read an article here that's going to go into more detail. Guys, if you haven't done so, hit that subscribe button if you want to stay up to date with all of the latest trending and pumping stocks. You want to know where to find out what's going on in the market and what's trending, what's pumping, then Focus on Investing is the place to be. All right, let's read this article. It says AMTD Digital shares saw in a move reminiscent of wild trading debut. So we're going to look a bit more into their wild trading debut when we go into the technical analysis side of things, but we're just going to look over here. So it says the Hong Kong-based financial services firm that soared more than 32,000%. Let me read that again. The Hong Kong-based financial services firm that soared more than 32,000% following its initial public offering in July just saw another wave of mysterious frenzied buying. It said US listed shares of AMTD Digital Inc. soared a record 312% on Wednesday, triggering multiple volatility-related trading halts along the way. The move came alongside a flurry of buying activity, with roughly 1.5 million shares trading hands, more than 5,500% higher than its daily average over the last 10 days. On paper, the surge added nearly 27 billion in market value to the stock. Wednesday's jump comes nearly 2 months to the day of its IPO and breaks a stretch of relative calm for the stock, which lasted more than a month and saw the stock limited to a maximum one-day move of 31% in either direction. While that would be jarring for most publicly traded stocks, it's a far cry from its first month of trading that featured 5 different days with a move of at least 100%. Still, for investors who bought into the stock at its peak, the jump will do little to ease their pain. With the massive one-day bump, AMTD Digital shares remain down almost 90% from their closing high price in August of $1,679. Pre-IPO shares, directors and executive officers are subjected to a lockup agreement that prevents them from selling their shares until January. According to the July 15 prospectus, the company did not immediately respond to a request seeking comment. The eye-popping one-day move has also seemingly caught the interest of retail traders. AMTD Digital shares were amongst the most actively traded stocks on the Fidelity platform on Wednesday. Adentex Group Corp, another obscure Chinese firm, recently listed in the US that saw a frenzied trading debut, was also on the list of popular stocks. Shares of AMTD Digital's parent, AMTD Idea Group, also surged on Wednesday, gaining 50%, their biggest gain in more than a month. So that's a bit more about their stock price movement. So you can see there's been a lot of stocks bumping up 32,000% when it launched, and we're going to look a bit more into this when we get into our technical analysis section. And you can see there was a lot of listing and price movement and ups and downs and things like that. Okay, so why did all of this happen? You want to know why all of this happened? Well, let's move on to our next article that explains why all of this happened. Leave in the comments, guys. Let me know if this is something that you're already in or if this is something that you're looking to get into. And if you're not looking to get into it, let me know why you're not looking to get into it. What about this do you like? What about this do you not like? Our next article comes from Market Watch. And why did it happen? AMTD Digital stock more than triples on no news. So basically, there is no reason for why it happened. There's absolutely no reason why it happened and has been halted 11 times for volatility. So Why did it happen? We don't know. There is no reason as to why it went like that. We have no idea. So we're going to read this article anyway. Shares of AMTD Digital, HKD, and the market is still open. It's up 48.14% at the moment. Blasted 241.4% higher in a very volatile afternoon trading Wednesday, putting them on track to snap an 8-day losing streak, even as the Hong Kong base didn't release any news. So there was no news. There was nothing that, that should have caused it to pump, but it just happened to pump. And this is why trading is weird, and this is why we don't always like to rely on fundamental analysis, right? Fundamental analysis is basically trading based on the news. You hear good news, you think the stock is going to go up. You hear bad news, you think the stock is going to go down, and people base their investments along that. And here at Focus on Investing, we've got a video on our channel. Go and watch it. It speaks about the difference between fundamental and technical analysis. If you know everything, we like to base our analysis on technical analysis, which is basically looking at the charts, simply because fundamental analysis can be unreliable. And we can see in this example that there was no news for this stock, yet it pumped up. So if you based your investment strictly on fundamental analysis, you would not have an opportunity to react to this stock because there was no news. However, if you would have based your trading on technical analysis, you would be able to read the charts and see this move happening, and then possibly get in for an opportunity and make money on this chart. So again, guys, we always stress technical analysis over fundamental analysis. We have a video on our channel breaking down the difference between technical and fundamental analysis. I think it's called Why You Should Be Using Technical Analysis. I think that's the name of the video. I might pop it up here in the cards so you can see it. Also, if you guys want to learn how to do technical analysis and read the charts for yourself, then go to focusoninvesting.io. The link, the website is on the screen, and the link is in the description also. Let's get back to the article. The stock has been halted 11 times for volatility since Wednesday's open, as trading volumes swelled about 892,800 shares, compared with the full day average over the past 30 days of just 37,440 shares. The rally comes after the stock plunged 61.6% over the past 8 days and 75.1% during a 14-day stretch in which it closed down 13 times to close Tuesday at a 2-month low. The latest news release from the company was August 30th, when it appointed 2 new independent directors to its board. The company became well known to investors in late July, early August, following a meteoric rally that took the stock up more than 8,000% in 8 days, despite no news of consequence. So it appears that this stock seems to spike quite regularly with no news. There's no news of consequence that pushes it up, but it does go up on the charts. Again, another reason for you guys, I can't stress enough how much you guys should be doing technical analysis over fundamental analysis. Let's get back to the article. The stock went public on July 15. Despite Wednesday's rally, the stock was still down 18.3% over the past month. And this is because of it had a massive spike in the beginning. Again, we're going to look at this on the charts. While the iShares China Large Cap ETF FXI down 0.12% has shed 6%, and the S&P 500 SPX is down 0.93%. It has slipped 4.0%. All right, we're going to have a quick look at the OTC and see what OTC is saying. If you guys would like to support this channel, our Cash App is on the screen. Cash App, #, focus on investing. Here we go, OTC. We're going to have a quick look at this just to get a quick OTC review of it. We can see the chart. This is the spike that we were talking about. We're going to look in more detail. So the overview, the latest news is Kern, RYMT, and SLNH among midday movements. Funware and Tech Systems among tech gainers. Unity Software and Channel Advisors top tech 04 is top losers. So nothing specific about this. There's not really much information here on OTC, excuse me. except for the security detail. Spoke a bit about its market cap, which is 2,330,000,000, 37,110. Most of the information is not available. The outstanding shares is 4,920,355. And the financials, and this here you can see a bit of their gross profit, what they've been earning, the expenses, income from continuing operations, non-recurring events, key financial ratios. And remember, all of these links will be in the description, so you can go into these in more details if you need to. All right, enough of the fundamental analysis. Let's get into the technical analysis. I'm going to be bringing up our trading view. Let me pull out of this to our 4-screen setup. So this is our 4-screen setup. We also have our custom coded focus on investing technical analysis indicators that help us to analyze and understand the charts better. If you'd like to get your hands on our templates on our technical analysis, again, the link is in the description and written at the bottom of the screen. There you can also go into our investment syllabus that gives you a course on how to learn how to read charts and how to do technical analysis. So again, the link is focusoninvesting.io, link in the description. All right, this is AMTD Digital Inc., ticker symbol HKD. Let's start with our monthly time frame. And our monthly time frame, there's not really much to read, really. Again, it's only been active in the markets for 3 months. They had their IPO in July, excuse me. So we only have 3 bars of activity on the monthly time frame, which is July, August, and September. And you can see that July, not really much to speak about. September, not much to speak about. But you can see this massive spike in August, taking us all the way up to $2,567.49. And again, we're going to break this down on the weekly and daily time frame in more detail. But just for us to kind of look at the massive spike that happened in the middle of these two. All right, let's go on to our weekly time frame. If we look at our weekly time frame, again, the trend filter is green. Doesn't really mean much because we haven't had enough activity in order for our moving averages to plot themselves on the screen and the rest of our indicators. We will probably get those in the daily time frame, but not here. But again, we can see that once we break down this spike into a bit more detail, we can really see that this spike really happened in the week of the 1st of August. Again, price started off very small in the first week. I'm not sure how many days it was active in that first week. Grew slightly again. So it's gone up in quite a ramped fashion, but it's quite an even ramp. Each bar is bigger than the last one, but it's quite a bit bigger, but it's relatively bigger. So you could argue that this is bigger than this as much as this is bigger than this, and this, obviously we've got the long wick, but the actual bar of itself is not too bad. So the open and close price is relatively similar. In fact, these 2 bars are probably the same size. If you look at them, it's just that this bar is higher in price, but it's this long wick that is really the thing that really pumped up price. And you can see after this long wick, obviously price had to decline. Well, not obviously, but it did come down and go all the way back down to kind of relative values of our second bar here on the 18th of July. Our close price is kind of where we came back down to. And then we can see this month again, that price is starting to rise up again for this week. All right, let's go to our weekly time frame. This will give us the most in-depth information in detail. So if we look at our current price point, current price for this stock is $280. Remember, the market is still open, so price will keep moving. If we look at our movement for the day, we're up 47.71% for the day. We're up 311.78% for the last day, which was yesterday. And then for the week, we're up 358.67%. And for the month, we're up 132.1%. So what I always like to do is always like to zoom out. Zooming out gives you a better overview of everything. So these bars look quite big, but relatively to the rest of chart price movement, it's not really that big, to be honest. Yeah, and we can see in more detail this massive spike on the monthly time frame. It was 1 bar and 1 candle, but we can see the gradual growth of this. And this is what I was speaking about. You know, it's not like a one-day spike sort of thing. It was gradually growing up. We can see here in this chart. And then if we look here, we draw this is our all-time high, right? This was the massive spike. It started from, you know, what kind of price? Started from about $23, and then the price went all the way up, you know?
Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up.
All the way up to $2,550. So a massive spike. If we take out our ruler, and we can see what that difference is from its entry. Should we take it from its entry? Let's take it from where price was kind of trading from around here-ish. We go up to the spike. We're seeing moves of 7,228.39%. Crazy. If we take it from the actual beginning, where we kind of started off at, it's going to be even bigger. What is that? 29,125.21%. Crazy movement. I mean, if you were invested in that, whew, I know you're making serious money right now.
Money coming.
Yeah. So since then, price then came down from its spike, and then it actually was quite level. Actually, after that, price was quite quiet. We can see that we're just getting, you know, our first indicator drawn on the charts with our 20 simple moving average. We see this move and then this dip. So this height here that is carrying on is still reflecting this price movement here. Remember, the moving averages are a lagging indicator, so it reports what price has been doing previously. So this is what we're seeing with this movement here, but it's also encompassing this flatter movement as well. Remember, the moving averages are basically the average price movement over a certain amount of time. So this is the 20 simple moving average. So it's giving us over 20 bars, and as this is the daily time frame, it's giving us the average price movement over 20 days. So this is the price over 20 days. So it's kind of factoring a bit of this spike here and a bit of this flat movement. And then all of a sudden you see it swoops down. And this swoop down is representative of this red arrow where prices move down from this high and this spike. So we said that 20 simple moving average is moving here. And price was generally moving under the 20 simple moving average, except for, you know, since the 14th of September, bars closed above it, and we've had our new bar of today just open above it as well. But we can see price was having quite a flat movement for quite a while, dipped down, very quiet. So it was quite massive spike and then quiet again. And then here we're seeing another waking of activity. You know, who knows? Are we going to replicate this price movement here again that we had before here? You know, quite possibly so. You know, we've already got this established, you know, all-time high of $2,555.59. So possibly price could be trying to reach that. If we're looking at, you know, other areas of support and resistance, we look here between the 5th of August and the 8th of August, and we see a big gap in between price. So possibly that could act as a level of support. So let's draw this in as a level. The top and the bottom we will draw in. Possibly here we can see quite a difference in price between this bar and this one. So maybe we draw, you know, a level of support and resistance here. That's probably the only one. As I said, the chart is very new. What you learn in technical analysis is that, you know, the longer a chart goes on, the more it establishes areas of support and resistance. And those areas of support and resistance act as hindrance of price movement, right? But they also act almost like a magnet of price movement. So price will try to go towards it it will get drawn towards it and struggle to pull away from it, right? So the newer the price, the chart is, the less of these support and resistance zones are, and also the weaker they will be. So, you know, it's good in terms of price movement to allow it to move freely, but there's also not a lot of predetermined areas for price to go to. So, you know, possibly if we zoom more into this area here, more current price, let's make it bigger so we can get a bit more detail in price. We see this massive spike. We can see that price is definitely bullish for the day. We can see that the bulls win today.
It's over! The Bulls win at the buzzer!
So we're definitely looking at a bullish day today as price rises up. And we can see, as I said, even though we had a good strong bar, we still had a long wick. A long wick basically means that, you know, price moved higher and closed lower than its all-time high, excuse me. Its all-time high for the day, which will be its daily high, right? So price spiked up and came back down. So it was still reluctant, but then on the next day, it jumped quite high. So it jumped back up to the levels of the spike. So, you know, even though today we've seen price spiked all the way up to the $386.84 level, price is then retraced back down to the $280 level. But if we look at the previous day, the next day opened at the top of the spike, you know, at the top of the wick. So possibly price might then reopen somewhere at 285 for the day. So we still got a lot of price movement to go. And again, I said, our next area of resistance isn't until $539. So we still have a massive amount of, you know, space to go in this. And if we do reach this, again, we've got another price level higher. So again, as I always spoke about, is that the fact that this is a new chart, there's not much resistance above price to actually stop price, you know? So it has a lot of free run to the upside. And again, a lot of people are just getting onto this stock and getting to know about this stock. So there's going to be a lot of new activity in the market and a new lot of energy coming into the market. So again, although we did see a quite amount of movement as this kind of tailed down, you know, it's almost like it was winding up to spring back up again. So we're seeing a massive spike in price. And again, we're seeing a crazy amount of growth back here in this August area. So it's very possible that price will come back again and spike that. Again, you've seen prices just drop down quite drastically again. So this price is still very active. Again, this market is open. So if you're looking to get involved in this stock, you know, a great time. Price is just pulled back again. So possibly price might again spike up. So great low price for people to get in at the moment if they wish to do so. So yeah, let me not hold you guys up any further. For those of you looking to invest in it, you know, maybe now is the time for you to do so as prices just retraced. All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, thank you for watching another review. Again, if you want to look at more in-depth reviews, we've got this video here that goes more in depth into another stock, crypto, commodity, or forex. And we also do market reviews of all of the most the most trending hot stocks across the markets. So also check out this video here also on screen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me and take